Hello everyone and welcome to the very last episode, I think, of 2D prototyping in Unity. My name is Kasanas. In the last episode, we took care of the winning conditions. That's it. Our game has losing conditions, it has gameplay, and it has winning conditions. So we have got ourselves a full game. Hopefully, you guys have been following along and actually have built yourself a game. I hope you have. If you did, I really want to see it, guys. I really want to see it down in the comments. Let me know where it's mounted, if you mount it somewhere. Today is going to be our very last episode. There's only a couple of small things that we want to do. I want to create a button that's going to allow us to quit the game. Right now, if you lose, the game restarts, and if you win, the game restarts, and you have to play this game forever. And no one wants to do that, so we're going to build today a quit button. As well, at the end of this episode, I'm going to discuss with you the simplistic process of actually creating a standalone version of your game. All right, so let's get started. Okay, guys, so the first thing what we're trying to do here is we're trying to set up a little button up here in the corner, a little button that the player can click to close the application, to close the game down. And we're not going to use the existing player HUD canvas, and the reason why is on that one we've got ourselves a canvas group with interactable and blocks raycasts turned off. What we don't want to do is we don't want to turn that back on. We don't want the player to have access to any of the functionality here that is supposed to be used as information passing only. We don't want them to be able to adjust their health bar or anything else. Now, we've taken steps to make sure they can. So even if this was turned on, we've got the slider interactable turned off as well. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a brand new canvas. You can have multiple canvases on the same application, and it doesn't really matter. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Create. I'm going to say Create UI, and I'm going to say Canvas. And we're going to call this canvas, let's call it Menu Canvas. All right, and this is where any of our menu buttons would go. Let's say I wanted to have a pause, I wanted to have a show high score, anything you wanted could go on this canvas. In our case, we're only putting a single button. So this is all good. We're not going to do anything else to this canvas. What I am going to do is I'm immediately going to say Create, and I'm going to say UI, and I'm going to add a button. Like I said, we basically want to have a button up here in the corner that the player can click. All right. This is our standard Unity button. Let me just open it up here in the hierarchy so you can see the hierarchy of it. The button itself is basically this graphic and all of these controlling features in behind that graphic. On top of that is also a text child. We don't need that. We can delete it. I mean, if you wanted to keep it, you could. If you wanted to use a standard button and have quit or something like that, anything you wanted that you had the text on, that you wanted text for, quit or show or whatever you're going to use it for, you could leave it there and make changes to that text. I don't want to use it. I am going to use the standard button, this button, and I'm going to change the standard source image. It automatically comes with UI sprite attached to it, and I don't want to use that. I'm going to click on this little nipply looking thing over here. And I'm going to find, what did I call it? I called it close icon right there. I'm going to use a close icon. And the close icon is going to allow me to to change how it looks. All right. I'm going to go here. Right now it's all stretched and ugly. I don't want it to look like that. So I'm going to go to the top here, and I'm going to adjust the width and the height. Let's make it square 30 by 30. All right. And I can see it right down here. That doesn't look so bad. It's going to be small and unobtrusive, and that's great. I also don't like where it is. I obviously want it up here in the corner so it's out of the way where the player can click it. So once again, I'm going to go over here, and I move my anchors around by holding Shift and Alt, and I'm going to move my anchors to the upper right-hand corner this time. Now, once again, you can see this button is kissing the corner, and I don't like that. So what I want to do is I'm going to move it down, let's say 30. Across 30, and let's say down 30. And maybe it's 25. Maybe 30 is too far. 25 and 25. That looks like it aligns pretty good. I can't remember what we used. It was so long ago. I can't remember what we used, but 25 looks pretty good. It's up here in the corner, and it's going to be out of the way of our play area, and that's fantastic. Okay, so that's all we really need to do in order to have a button in place. Now, if we take a look at this button, a little more than just the rect transform and the actual image that we played with here, there's a number of different options down here for the button script. And what that allows us to do is change the look of the button if it's pressed, and what have you. Down below that is our list of on-click events. And the on-click events are going to be what happens whenever the player clicks the button. Okay? So what we got to do now is write code that's going to go in here. What we're going to do is we're going to create an additional game object that's going to hold all the code for our entire menu system. All right, so let's go over here to our hierarchy and say create empty. And let's call this thing the menu controller. All right, so the menu controller, and it doesn't really matter where this is. I'm going to reset it right now, so it's just at 0, 0, 0. That's fine. It's not going to have any kind of physical presence in the game at all. All it's going to be is a holder of the functionality that we need to run our menu. Okay, and saying that, what we're going to do is we're going to add to this a simple script. Add component. Let's get rid of this so we don't keep seeing that. Add component, new script, and let's call this new script. Let's just call it close application. All right, so this script is going to be called close application. Let's open it. Double click. Boom. Of course, we're getting our error there. All right, so close application. It's relatively straightforward and simplistic. There's only a couple of lines of code in here. The first thing that we're going to consider is in order, let's go back here for a second. In order for my voice just cracked. In order for this functionality to be available in the on-click events down here in the button, we basically have to set up a new function, and it has to be public void functions. I think they have to be void. They definitely have to be public. So public void function, and we're going to call this quit game. And as well, I'm pretty sure that these functions we're adding here can only have either no or a single parameter. That's something I'll have to double check on in order to be an on-click event. Okay, and in order, what we want to happen, we're going to do this really simply. A lot of times, if you've got a close option for your game, you want to click a button to close it. Maybe you're going to have a warning that says, are you sure you want to do this? You're going to lose all your progress. We're not going to do that in this case here. We're just simply going to click the button, and it's going to close the application. If you guys want to look further into doing that, you can, and maybe we'll cover that in a future episode. But for now, all we're going to do is close off the application. That's it. Okay, so what we're going to use is application dot quit, and boop, 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 application dot quit. And this is a built-in functionality that will automatically shut down whatever application is being run. Okay. The application, of course, being the program that you've created. This event will only work on an actual executable. It will not work in our design mode over here. So the code we're writing right now is not going to be seen until after I teach you how to compile your game, which I will do today. Don't worry. There's one other thing I want to happen. I'm up here in the update. Right now it's going to be set up so that if you click the little X button, your game closes. The second thing that I want to occur is if the player hits escape. If the player hits the escape, that's also going to close our application. You might want to use that as a pause or something else, but in our situation, just so you can see how it works, I'm just going to simply close this application. All right? And it's going to work in a very similar way to what we've already done before. Whenever we had input in order to move the character around, we pushed a button and we read the input from the keyboard. We're going to do exactly the same thing with this functionality here. So again, we're going to use the input dot, and this time instead of using the get access, we're going to use get key. And in this situation, we want to get the key, the escape key. I want to get the escape key. Oops, I forgot my brackets right here. Boom. And I forgot my end bracket, boom, boom. All right, so if there is input on the escape key, meaning that the player has hit the escape key, then we want to, once again, application.quit. Boop, boop, bam. All right, that is all the code that is required to close down our application. Like I said, it's a simple close. It doesn't actually like warn you that you're shutting down or anything else. If you accidentally click in that area, let's say you're playing the game and you hit that button while you're shooting, you're going to lose your progress. Oh no! All right, so let's save that file. Save. And let's go back to Unity. All right, and actually let's just move this over right now into our scripts folder. Let's go back to our button, our quit button right here. And if we take a look, our list of events, our list is still empty. All right. In order to add something new, you hit the plus button, and it's going to automatically add this new part here, this new drop-down portion. What we want to do is in this none area, in this where it says none object, we want to associate our menu controller with this. And that's going to then open up this where it says no function. It's going to open up a whole list of applications and functionality that we can actually use. Okay, so you have two choices. I can either drag and drop menu controller in here, or I can hit this little nipple right here, bam, and I can look through here and find menu controller right here. All right, doing so, you can see now where it was no function grayed out before, it says no function. I'm going to look through here. I'm going to find right here is my existing script, close application. And I'm going to look through here. This is all the things I have available in close application. And there's my quit game. There is my public function quit game. All right, boom. So now, if we hit that button, this should quit. I'm going to say File, and I'm going to say Save Scene. Now, it's not actually going to work until I show you how to build your game. If I hit play here, watch, if I hit play here, if I try and click this, I just shoot, right? If I hit escape, nothing actually happens. And that's because these are runtime only events. They will only work on an executable. All right, so let's discuss right now how to create an executable. So you guys did it. You've got a game, you want to give it to your buddy, and you don't want him to come over and have to push play up here each time, right? No, you don't. You want to actually make yourself an executable file that you can pass around. And Unity has a number of options when compiling your game. We're going to take a look at a couple of them right now. Right over here under File, bam, go down to Build Settings, and it's going to open up this new window. And your window will be blank right here. It'll say Scenes and Build, and it'll be empty, okay? This box here is going to contain all of the scenes, like our main, all of the scenes that you've created. You want to add all of the scenes that you have created into this box here. Any of the ones that are going to actually be involved in your game. Now, the way we've set up our game, we have one scene. We don't have a credits scene or anything else. We only have the one scene, and we just keep reloading it. And that's perfectly fine. It is a very simplistic prototype. That's fine. But you want to make sure, the first thing you want to make sure is if there's nothing in here, with your scene open, like we've got, hit Add Current, and it's going to automatically pop up here. All right, and you can see it's number 0, which means it's going to run first. Okay? Otherwise, you'd have to go through here, and you have to adjust the things around and make sure that they're going in the order that you want them to go. Down below that is the platform that you're actually compiling for. Now, I know we discussed this very, very briefly when we first did our introduction to Unity, and that is awesome. Right now, we're going to look at it again, just very, very quickly. You're going to choose your actual build platform, all right? Your build platform. If I want to make a PC Mac standalone, I'm going to leave it like this. Let's say I want to do web player, and if you guys are trying this for the first time, and you actually want to have people try your game out, and you don't want to pass around an executable or have some people download an executable or have to email the executable, then make yourself a web version. And this web version can be uploaded to several different sites. There's a lot of different sites that allow you to upload your game for free, and then people can come and try your game and play it out and leave you comments and everything else. Take a look at some of those guys if you're interested. In fact, if you are making a game and you want me to see it, why not do that? Make a web version of your game, and from there you will end up with something that you can put up online. Okay, try that. I'm going to leave it as a PC Mac standalone. It's actually a PC standalone because I'm working on PC. I've already done this once before, but because I've already got it in here, obviously. I've already built it once before to make sure everything was working properly. So what I'm going to do right now is show you the build and run. Everything is saved. I'll make sure. I can't do it now, can I? I can. Save scene. Okay. I'm going to hit build and run, and this is going to take a few seconds. So ready? Go. Build and run. I'm going to call it a simple platformer tutorial complete. What this is going to basically do, I've done this like I said in the past. Building a Mac or a Windows standalone version is going to build you this application, this executable application, and it's going to build you this, another folder with the same name, simple platform tutorial complete _data, and that's going to be a folder, and that's going to basically have all of the information you need to play the game. you're going to have to, if you want to give someone your game, if you want them to try it out, you're going to have to give them both the application and this data folder. Okay. If you are instead creating a web player and you say build and run, what it's going to do, it's going to create for you once again an application. It's going to be much larger in size, and it's also going to build for you a simple launchable web page that you could mount somewhere if you wanted to. It won't be necessary if you're using one of these game sites, but you'll still need the executable. Anyway, I'm going to do this PC executable. I'm going to say build and run. I'm going to call it simple platform tutorial complete, and I'm going to say save. Yes, I want to replace it. Yours won't say that. Takes a few seconds here. It's going to go through. It's going to compile everything the way it needs to, and when it's done, it's going to launch this new window. And this new window is basically, we can actually close this now. Did I not close it properly? Close this. There we go. I closed it all. We can close this right now, and we're left with this simple, this configuration file, this configuration window. It lets you configure input, or it shows you at least the input. I don't know if you can actually configure it or not, but it shows you the input and what things are doing where. This is your axes that you defined earlier. All right. In here in graphics, you can choose what level of graphics, and all of these things can be defined within your build. What options you want them to have. It's going to either be windowed or not windowed, and once again you have your choice of screen resolutions depending on the type of screen that you've got. I'm going to leave it small so we can see it here, and I've got multiple monitors, so I'm going to display it on the left. I'm going to do it windowed, and you're going to see what happens when I say play. Bam. First thing we see is this Unity splash screen. If you are using the personal edition, you're automatically going to see that. That, if you're using the paid edition, is actually something that's going to be available. You can change that. Okay. So all I really wanted to show you is, here's our game. Look, I can move around. Look at that. Awesome. I can jump over here. There's all my stuff. I can come over here. Oh, everything's working great. Everything's working great. And you know what? I'm tired of playing this now. Whoa, don't hit me. And I'm going to hit click. Boom. There we go. It automatically shut down. Let's open Unity back up. It automatically shut down. If I do build and run again, or if I just did run again, I'm just going to build and run it again. It's just as fast. And I hit escape. The same thing should happen. I'm just going to test that for you guys right now to make sure. Play this amazing game. I can't wait. I'm so excited to play this game. Yes, yes, yes. And here it is. Yay. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's too hard. I don't want to play anymore. I hit escape. And boom, it automatically shuts down. That's obviously not the best way to build a game. You really want to warn the player, hey, I'm shutting down. But I didn't. I just did it quickly. There's a lot of different options in here as well. There's a ton of different options that you guys can go through and take a look at everything. If we take a look at the player settings in here, there are a number of different icons that you can set up to be the little icon that shows on your computer whenever they put your game on the computer, etc. Right now, I just use all the defaults. With nothing on it. But you guys can go through and play with this stuff here and see exactly what your options are. It lets you go through and choose things like resolution. Here's your icons and your splash screen. Everything else is in here. All right. There's a lot of stuff in here. Your different resolutions that are available. Let's go down here. Splash images, etc. There's a bunch of different stuff in here. I don't think with the personal edition, like I said. They made a lot of additions to the personal edition when they did the Unity 5. And I'm pretty sure now that I'm seeing this as an option, I didn't realize this. I don't think you can change the splash image. I think you have to use the Unity one. Anyway, guys, that is how you do it. Everything here is working. That's it. That's how you build a game. All right, we've got a really simple 2D platformer here. I hope you guys followed along. I hope you guys did everything. I hope you're watching these over and over again to make sure you know what you're doing, and I hope you are making a game. I'm really excited to see it, guys. If all you've done is use my graphics and extended this, that's fine. That's great. I'm really hoping you are going to go in, make your own graphics, make your own enemies, make all your own stuff, make an awesome game that you can give to your friends, really impress your friends. All right? I hope you like that series, guys. We're going to be going on to a second series next semester. I think it's going to involve 3D game building, although I'm talking to my director and he may have switched me around on the courses I'm teaching, so it might not necessarily be so. If it's not, then it'll be whatever I'm teaching. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know. Let me know if you like this series. Let me know if you want another series. In the comments, let me know if you'd like a particular type of game, because when I'm not actually teaching, I can do other kinds of things. I can do other types of games. We can build one, I don't know, something else, some other kind of game. Maybe a constant runner, a driving game. Who knows? Whatever you guys want, let me know down in the comments. All right? Hope you enjoyed it. Thumbs up, thumbs down, comments down below, and if you haven't done so, please take a few seconds to subscribe. Have yourselves a wonderful day, everyone.